Meet the hotel myth that has become a legend. The speaking icon, Glenn Haussman, has stepped onto the stage of true hotel leaders, and today he will teach us everything we need to know about work-life balance, raising kids with no time, dealing with anger, and how to be there for your family when they need you. All this and more on this episode of True Hotel Leaders, where leaders teach leaders. This episode is brought to you by besthotelbooks.com, the #1 online hotel bookstore in the world. To check out the latest and greatest hotel books, go to besthotelbooks.com. Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. It is Bruce Jordan, the Michael Jordan Hotels.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of True Hotel Leaders, where leaders teach leaders. We have one of the best that has ever did it in our industry when it comes to leadership, and that is the man, my mentor, Glenn Haussman. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, man, it's so good to see you.
Thank you for coming on the show. I know it's been a long day for you.
Dude, thank you for asking me to do this. It's awesome.
Man, listen, you know, a lot of things that people have been having problems with is...
You mean besides having problems with me, just specifically?
No, I don't think it's that bad yet. No, it's like, it's family life, you know?
Yep.
We work hard, you work hard, you travel a lot. A lot of people are in the hotel industry, they're having the same issues that you're having as well. So, like, what are some of the things that you do to, like, try to balance out your work life and your family life to make sure that they don't collide? And
I would say the number one thing you have to do is be born wealthy. So you don't have to work so hard. But for the other 99% of us, it's really hard. I mean, honestly, people think that there's some sort of secret formula to work-life balance, but I don't think you can hit it out of the park every single time.
For sure.
And I think when you're talking about work-life balance, it doesn't mean this amount of hours each day versus this amount of hours each day. It means something different. For me, I may have to work and really focus on it for days and days and days and be out of town.
Nice.
But one of the good things about running my own business is maybe at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I don't want to work anymore. And then I don't have to. But it took me a lot of years to recognize that how to connect my biorhythms and my ability to get work done versus the hours that I put in. So for me, finding that work-life balance has to do more with tapping into the energy I have and the focus that I have at any specific moment, and then putting it into that, either work, play, or family, you know?
That makes sense. Is there like specific days or specific times?
No, not for me.
Okay.
I do find though that by the time I hit Fridays, I'm kind of spent, right?
Okay.
I work 7 days a week for the most part, because I think if you're an entrepreneur and you want to make progress, you've got to work a little bit harder than the next guy.
That's right.
So when it comes to that work-life balance, I find on Fridays I'm tired, but I host a show at Friday at 5 p.m. So what I try to do is build in a nap on Friday afternoons.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Because I'm exhausted and I want to it's hard to do a show that's supposed to be funny on Fridays at 5 p.m. when you're really at a low.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I got to have a nap. So that's my time. But then on Saturday mornings, I'm up many hours before the rest of my family. So I get a lot of work done from like 6:30 in the morning on Saturdays till like noon, you know?
Did they have to like help you out maybe a little bit in the beginning, you know, because you wear a lot of hats. You know, you're all over the place.
Well,
so.
you know, fortunately, if you have a good support system, you could do it. And that sometimes means someone else needs to pick up the slack while you're unable to.
Yeah.
And I try really hard to give back in my family when I'm able to. Yeah. But all of this is all about supporting each other and finding ways to make it work in each individual situation. There's no such thing as, like I said, that pure ability to get work-life balance. And you need really a village around you to try to help make it work. No one can do it on their own. And I think we've been promised that we could do it all, but we can't. We got to make choices.
I agree 100%. Kids, like when you're your own business owner, or when you're managing a property, it's like your kids they grow up so fast.
Yeah.
Like, so what are like some of the things that you do to make sure you don't miss the special moments?
Right.
And make sure you're there to support them.
Well, I make sure that my kids schedule time with me. So they call into an answering service and we try to figure it out from there. So you've got to make the kids a priority as much as you possibly can.
Okay.
But again, it's difficult.
Yeah.
When my kids were little, I would go away on trips that were 5 days long. They would be bigger when I came home than when I left.
Wow.
It's really weird. And you feel disconnected from them. And it's got to be very hard on them. And I suspect that I've made decisions in my life to focus on my career that's probably affected negatively the relationship I have with my children. They may not say that, but if I was home all the time, it would definitely be different. However, by focusing on my career, I'm able to provide them things they otherwise would not have had.
Correct.
So I don't know what's better. Should I have been more present as a parent, or should I have done what I did to be able to provide them the ability to feel safe and secure financially
and put food on the table? Okay, they got to eat.
Right.
They grow out of those clothes in 2 days. So
right.
You gotta
and I think
them.
Again, getting back to that place where we're told we can have everything, we can't. And people that make it seem easy are struggling inside and have definitely let certain elements of their life slack at certain times. You can't help it.
You know, I have a newborn. My son, he's like 14 months.
It's wonderful, but it's got to be difficult for you.
It is extremely difficult. I was going so much that I started feeling guilty.
Of course you
did.
So
I took him with me on a work trip for like a week, and I felt like Will Smith in The Pursuit of Happiness. Okay? We're gonna make it through this. Okay? So, you just have this guilt, like, your kids are just growing up so fast and you're not around.
It's true.
So I have this guilty feeling like maybe I need to slow this down or tone it down. But if you do that, you won't be able to pay the mortgage.
That's right.
So
I know. So again, it takes us back to you've got to figure out what you want to do. Nothing is perfect. There's no perfect solution to anything in life, whatever it is. In fact, one of the statements I keep hearing a lot is perfect is the enemy of good.
That is true.
And really one of the things that we need to do is just be as good as we can. Do the best we can to take care of ourselves and then our family. And I say ourselves first because if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't have your health, if you don't have the energy and the ability to focus, you're not going to be able to be there for your family at all.
I agree 100%. I agree 100%.
Or I just tell myself that so I can go away with my buddies to go see some Fish concerts. I don't know what it is. Truth lies somewhere in between.
Last question. We all deal with a lot of people all the time.
That's right.
Sometimes those experiences aren't that great.
Are you talking about other people's experience with me now?
No. Now, all of us, how it is in this industry.
Yeah, that's right.
What are some of the things that you do to make sure you don't take that anger and aggression out on your family? Because they had nothing to do with the
I
situation.
know. I think one of the best things that ever happened to me is turning 50. Once I turned 50, I stopped worrying about stuff like that anymore. That plus the pandemic, it all happened around the same time for me. So my whole attitude has changed, right? I really just try to live my life with an open heart and love, right? I know it sounds hokey and all of that kind of stuff, but I just try to be a bright light and bring pleasure and joy to people. That, I think, mitigates a lot of that negativity. And I also have realized that if people are angry and are lashing out at you, it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
It has to do with whatever internal dialogue they are dealing with, whatever they're suffering from, whatever chemicals their brains are made up of is different. I'm very lucky. I was born with a good demeanor. Yeah. And I don't get angry like that. Well, every few years I'll freak out, I'll just explode. But other than that, I'm pretty even keeled. So when I see other people being negative, I actively choose to not absorb that. It is so easy for us to take in other people's negative energy.
That's right.
Much more so than it is to put out that positivity.
That's right.
And we got to be very careful about that.
For sure. Listen, Glenn, tell everybody how they can get in touch with you, and because I know you're an amazing speaker and you do a lot of seminars. And
you could find me at 42nd and 8th Street in New York City. I'm the guy in the street with a cup in his hand, begging for speaking gigs out there. Or you could find me on LinkedIn, Glenn Haussman, novacancynews.com, or at an event near you.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much for having us on the show.
You rock. Thank you so much.
And thank you guys for showing up and watching us. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.